fam. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to La Femme en Bleu. Really appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe and definitely leave a favorable comment. Um, Nothing negative. We don't have room for that. We don't have space for that. But thank you for listening in here. So I wanted to go back to memory lane to kind of talk about when I first met my husband. So I had just moved to the area and I moved from one state to another. And so I was looking for churches, and one of my girlfriends had suggested that I visit one of the churches that she had visited. And at the time, pretty much every Sunday I was going to a church, just to kind of build my community, get to know people, be involved, and so forth. And so I went to visit this church, and weeks later I started attending their Bible study. And so I remember there was one night someone had asked my ex husband now to say a prayer. And during the course of the prayer, I was kind of moved by it. The choice of words that he used, the scriptures that he used. I just felt that it was kind of like some sort of connection. Couldn't really pinpoint what it was, but at the time I was like, oh no, there can't be a connection because he did not appear to be my type. And so weeks went by or months went by, and I started getting to know people within the group, and I thought he was funny. I thought it was nice to get to know him. There were times we would stay back after the Bible study to kind of talk and get to know each other a little bit more. And so that's pretty much how it went for a number of maybe weeks or months. And then I started praying about it because I really wanted to know whether we should enter a relationship of some sort. But it was one night I felt that as if God was telling me yes. And I think one thing that I wanna, if there's a takeaway out of this post, is to be mindful when you move to a new area. Be careful in terms of committing to relationships early on. It's really, the goal should really be getting to know the neighborhood, getting to know your neighbors, your friends, building new friendships, but not stepping into a relationship right away. And I think that may have been what happened to me. So looking back now, I feel as if I had stepped into the relationship too soon, that I should have taken my time, get to know him, and the key thing would have been to get to know his family. Because one of the things that I noticed was his family was very open to share anything and everything. And there was one day, his aunt had shared something that apparently I had shared with my ex husband in private. And so I was surprised that she knew about it. And so when I kind of said, oh, I was like, oh, I thought, this was going to kind of like remain a secret or whatever. She blatantly said, oh, he doesn't know how to keep secrets. Are you kidding me? No, he doesn't know how to do that. And so for me, while I was just dating him, but had I found out that he could not keep secrets, that would have been a no-no. That would have been definitely a red flag for me, because growing up, I had always been the trusted friend. I mean, I had friends who were expecting, they were going into labor, and they had told me, they had asked me not to share with either my family or theirs. I did not share a thing. I said, you know what? If it's an emergency, I will call 911. But if it's something where the trust me to hold the secret, to be bound by my word, I am totally keeping my mouth shut. So most of my friends know who I am anyway, but in hearing that about my ex-husband, honestly, I realized that during the course of our marriage, it didn't matter what I told him. Even if I said, hey, it's just between us, you can't share this, I really don't want anyone to know about this yet. Someone already knew. It was almost as if he left the house the following morning and he shared it. He shared the information with a friend or two or community. I have no idea. But it wasn't until later on in the relationship that I started realizing that folks, some of our friends knew things that I had not shared with them. So, yeah. So the takeaway, I would say, don't rush into relationships when you move to, especially when you move to a new area. Build a network, build a community, get to know the friends of the person that you are interested in, but don't commit until you know for sure who they are. Because people tend to put a facade when they know you knew, trying to impress, and then before you know it, they're not who they say they are. All right, so keep that in mind. But I was thinking about that the other day, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think I ever really knew this man. I think our friends knew more about him and knew more about our relationship than I thought they knew. They knew intimate details about our relationship that I had not shared and that I would have never shared because I really hold a certain space within my relationship. I don't let everybody in what I'm dealing with, because ultimately, the less noises you hear, the better you are able to deal with certain situations and certain challenges in your marriage. So keep that in mind. Just wanted to step in here and share this piece of information with you. And thank you for listening. Really appreciate you.